Hi everyone, today I'm working on my Aveo, aka Project Gangnam Style. Yes, I named it after the song. Well, technically this is a Daewoo. So, the reason I bought this car is the body is in great shape. Belonged to a school teacher in St. Louis. If you're familiar with St. Louis, she lived right off of Kings Highway, and she traveled about a few blocks every day back and forth to school, teaching. The interior is in beautiful shape, no stains, no nothing. Unfortunately, it is an automatic. I don't like automatics. Most Americans drive automatics because they're extremely lazy, but I'm not. My caddy over here is a manual. So is my wife's car. And I have the whole thing apart. The timing belt broke, or rather the idler pulley broke, causing the timing belt to derail. But because it was just the pulley, the valves weren't bent that badly. This is an interference engine. So, the belt breaks, you're screwed. But someone's misfortune that was not tech savvy is my opportunity to have a car for under $1,500 that is in beautiful condition. I paid $200 for the vehicle, $150 for towing to get it up here to Eureka, out in the middle of nowhere. Over here, I'm working on the heads. There's two heads here, the old one and the new one. The new one just came in, beautifully machined and ready to go on. I gave it a nice coat of red paint just cause I felt like it and I had the paint. Why not make it beautiful while I'm at it? You can see most of the parts are switched over from the old head. The new head did come with camshafts, which was a surprise. I did save the old ones, they're going to have to use them. But this one had them. All I had to switch over is the camshaft pulleys, which are in place already. And of course I'm having to reuse some of the studs for the exhaust and intake manifold. The nice thing about this is this engine, unlike some engines, has the exhaust on one side and the intake on the other side, which makes it easier to work on. And I don't know, I just like that setup better. Now this is the cause of our timing belt derailment. It's bits and pieces now, but this was the idle or pulley. This is the inner part of it. Dead. And this is the old timing belt, still intact, but it was frayed, so I'm going to go ahead and replace that anyway. The only thing I'm not replacing they recommend to is the water pump. I've checked out that water pump. It's sufficiently fine to me. It was replaced less than 50,000 miles ago, which means for all intents and purposes it's relatively new, so I'm not going to replace that. So this is all the parts and bits and pieces. I have an exhaust manifold. I'm going to paint that, put that back on. Over cover craps. Took off a lot of stupid engine cover because I have no idea why they put these engine covers on. You have a hood for that. This is the old valve cover, which I have put on a new gasket because the old one was installed improperly. Here's some other assorted new parts: new timing belt, new head gasket, new AC Delco original equipment, spark plugs, and here is our infamous idler pulley. New one I got directly from Gates, so it's a little bit better quality than the old one. Hopefully that would stand up much more better. But because of its timing belt issues with this car, I am not replacing the timing belt cover because I want to keep a close eye on the timing belt. And here I have a few pulleys and other assorted parts that need to go on it. They're all labeled, obviously. And of course, some new head bolts, since you can't reuse the head bolts on this particular vehicle. That's that. And like I said, this car is in great condition. It wasn't missing one hubcap, or center cap rather. Got that on eBay, and it's missing that part. I can go to the junkyard and get that. Interior is in great shape, other than smelling like cheap, girly perfume. Buttons are worn out, and it was kept clean and stain free. And the brakes are in great condition. It shows it wasn't driven hard. Americans typically use a lot of brakes. Being a mechanic, Americans go through brakes much faster than Europeans, Asians, whatever, because we drive mainly automatics and you use your brake a lot more to control the speed of the car rather than your gearbox itself. And that's pretty much that. I'm going to make a video of starting it for the very first time. So stay tuned for that.